Hello folks! Another event occurring in July is the shift in Saturn's movement. Saturn returns to Capricorn on July the 12th and stays there until January 17th, 2023, in the nakshatra of Dhanishta. Alright, so let's discuss, yeah? So, we have a little visitor here today, and it's actually time for Mr. Ziggy's walk, and therefore he's hanging out very close to me right now. But I think he'll be fairly quiet, so we'll continue with this video. So now just a few words about Dhanishta. I've made a video about Saturn in Dhanishta. You can have a look at that. I'll link it below. Now, Dhanishta is what? It's being in tune with the universe, being in tune with ourselves, in tune with others, in tune with nature, in tune with our surroundings. So we can see some changes in lifestyles because of Saturn's return to that place in Capricorn. The food that we eat, the products that we use. Some people are adopting alternative lifestyles, especially we're talking about that Cancer Capricorn angle getting activated, right? Cancer being your home situation, your domestic life. So you can see some changes there. And this has already been happening. It's already been happening since sparked by the pandemic. Now, the drum symbolism in Dhanishta, it's that Shiva's Dhamru, which also speaks about the rhythm of life. And we can also denote this to be the rhythm with which the dead awaken. And the dead, essentially in this connotation, being people that have been leading a tamasic life. So it's kind of a shake-up. There are many people who during the pandemic adopted this sort of life. Some due to forced circumstances, of course, and some due to laziness. So with Saturn returning to Capricorn, it's going to be a wake-up call, especially to reassess the basics in your life. There might be financial corrections of all sorts taking place now. For instance, it could mean a time when financial assistance from governments will decline or be withdrawn. And many people have been relying on this for the last couple of years. It will therefore force people to be more creative, to come up with ways to create a new life path. Again, if we go back to the symbolism, that the Dhamru, which is hollow from the inside, and it creates music from hollowness, suggesting a time when we can create something out of nothing. The flute is also considered a symbol of Dhanishta. Flute, being a wind instrument, represents being in tune with the sound of your own inner voice. The hollow reed of the flute symbolizes that the energy canal within the spine through which life energy, through which prana ascends. So again, sparking a sort of soul-searching phase. Controlling planet of Dhanishta is Mars, so we always have to pay attention to Mars's transit also throughout this year. So this transit can impact real estate, property issues. And that's certainly happening. Yeah, we're seeing changes there. Also be careful of health issues if Mars is your Lagna Lord, especially those issues that are related to blood disorders. Relationships with brothers can also be adversely impacted during Saturn's transit in Dhanishta. In Capricorn, Saturn resumes its 10th aspect to the sign of Libra, where we have Ketu at this time. Saturn will also be aspecting Cancer from its 7th aspect. So it's aspecting the natural 7th house, Libra, ruled by Venus, and it's aspecting the natural 4th house, ruled by the moon. And both moon and Venus signify relationships. So this can mean a clean break or separation from troubled relationships at this time. And finally, its third aspect will be on Pisces, where Jupiter is situated at this time. So this may place some limits on Jupiter's ability for expansion, and being that Jupiter is already retrograde, growth in areas connected to Pisces will slow down now. In Capricorn, Saturn will return to the Virgo Navamsha. It's a good time to undertake projects or resume the projects that you had already started. Maybe look at new career directions also at this time. From August the 29th till December the 14th, Saturn returns to the Navamsha Leo. This can actually be a good time for making money. Your wealth can increase, especially if you have your own business. And you'll likely succeed if you go it alone at this time. It can bring some challenges, though, in relationship matters if you did not address them earlier in the year when it's going through that Leo Navamsha. Conflicts with others can increase at this time too. If you want to overcome some of this aggressive energy, do some rigorous activity, I would say, at that time. This phase is also a good time to make new plans and goals and complete old projects. On October the 23rd, Saturn goes direct, so a good time to forge ahead with plans. And then, of course, from December 14th till January 17th, Saturn will once again return to the Virgo Navamsha. And January 17th it goes back into Aquarius. Any project, work, or new endeavor you would have started earlier this year can come to completion now. After facing some hurdles, you can now feel a sense of accomplishment in whatever you started in the spring months. Yeah. Now, to see how it impacts you, I would say read it from your ascendant and your moon sign. I of course, place more emphasis on when it comes to transits. I place more emphasis from your moon sign, especially Saturn transits. Aries, it's your 10th, 11th lord, reverting back to the 10th house. So you may return to the changes you implemented in your career in the past couple of years and make some adjustments. You could be integrating the skills you learned through the Capricorn transit. It's a good time to reconnect with the people that you met during that Capricorn transit, especially if it's related to work or career matters. And you can, it's a good time to redo some of those career moves, reassess career goals. You may have to deal with some unforeseen changes in this area now. From here, Saturn aspects your 4th, 7th, and 12th house. So it can bring some challenges here. Your place of residence, property matters, security needs, they'll all be questioned. And you may see some shifts here as well. There could be changes in your living situation that you were attempting to make earlier in the year. Relationship matters may take a back seat with Ketu in Libra and Saturn's aspect there. Yeah. Taurus, for you it's the 9th, 10th lord returning to your 9th house. You could do some traveling at this time. Pick up some education pursuit. Great for reconnecting with your father or any teachers. Excellent time for taking advice. Excellent time for reassessing your values, your goals, to see whether you're on the right path in your life. If you wanted to go abroad, it's an excellent time for that. And the knowledge and skills that you had learnt from the past 2 years can benefit you now. It can help you change your outlook also, if you need to do that. Saturn from the 9th aspects 11th, 6th, and 3rd houses. And these could manifest as some obstructions in your life. So you have to, I would say, you have to exert extra efforts now to succeed. Also important right now is to maintain good boundaries with your siblings. as you may face some strife with them now. Yeah. Gemini, for you, it's your 8th, 9th lord returning to the 8th house. 8th house is usually past re-emerging in your life. Relationships can be difficult now, and troublesome relationship will break once and for all. You can experience some stress, including ego clashes with your partner, perhaps even your in-laws. This can be more challenging if you're a Gemini moon, as this is your Ashtama Shani transit. Your beliefs could change quite suddenly as well during this transit due to a sudden event. Your career and life path will go through some big changes. You may get deeper into occult studies though, including astrology. You could get more into research as well if your job involves that, or some personal matter that you're researching. And you will find the answers now. With Saturn aspecting 2nd, 5th, 10th houses, it can create insecurities about expressing yourself. So developing some confidence in the value of your own words and deeds is important now. For Cancer, for you, it's your 7th, 8th lord returning to your 7th house. Relationships, again, will take a front center role, whether it's business, whether it's personal. Pay attention to your partner at this time. Pay attention to their needs at this time. It'll be a time when you're forced to review all your relationships and disregard those that are not working. The relationships that remain after this transit will be beneficial for you, as you would be practical and avoid relationships that bring drama, that bring uncertainty. Now, due to Saturn's aspects on the 1st and 4th house, you may need to work on healing. Maybe healing some self-esteem issues, some abandonment issues from early upbringing. It's a good time for that. Especially with Jupiter's supportive aspect. Leo, what's happening for you? It's your 6th, 7th lord returning to the 6th house. It's a good transit for you, Leo, especially if you're a Leo moon. This transit, it's going to help you focus on your work and health routines and get to the bottom of anything that's been bothering you. Get checkups if you need to, if you notice anything unusual. Good time to educate yourself in medicine or healing modalities. Good time to travel. Here are Saturn aspects all over the Dusana houses. 3, 6, 8, and 12. Where learning to navigate obstacles becomes very important. Donating your time and effort towards selfless service is an excellent, it can be very rewarding right now for you. And you will get a lot of support from these planetary alignments if you wanted to change your habits. That's also confirmed by Jupiter's transit at the same time, yeah. You know, 6th house malefics, though they're good for many things, they can help you deal with many problems. They can make you live in your head too much. So try to do something physical just to get out of your head. Virgo, Saturn returns to your 5th house. This may bring more responsibility toward children. Romance may take a back seat at this time. It's a good time for taking loans, though, to educate yourself or your children. You could also undergo big career changes. It's aspecting your 7th, 11th, and 12th house, so money, pleasure, social life. Saturn here can indicate a variety of relationship issues. Delays or obstructions to forming relationships, being distant in relationships, partnerships, or having distant partners, commitment issues, all of those things. Confidence can also take a hit at this time. You may be going through a period of low feelings. So try to make some time for fun, as Saturn's position may hinder this in your life. Yeah. Libra, what's happening for you? For you, Saturn is returning to your 4th house. Going to the 4th house could have you dealing with property matters. Maybe you're thinking about shifting to a new residence. It will certainly make you take a second look at your home life, your domestic life. If you're planning a property purchase, then this is a good time to research that. Yeah. Are you feeling emotional fulfillment, stability, security in your life? You could be questioning all of these things. Mother's health could be a little bit problematic at this time. You could travel a lot though, and this will actually bring you some relief because you'll be away from home. When the 6th, 1st, and 10th houses are impacted by Saturn, here by aspect, you may find it hard to take action. Self-judgment is common in this position, as are feelings of isolation, anxiety, and the inability to count on others. So, really make an effort to be around supportive people during these 6 months, especially, yeah? Scorpio, what's happening for you? Saturn is returning to your 3rd house. It's a good transit, and you may get good results if you take initiatives. You can also find solutions to difficult problems. If you had thought about starting a new project, it's a good time to further research this. You could travel frequently. You could develop new hobbies and interests. With Saturn's aspect on the 5th, 12th, and 9th, be careful of being doubtful and skeptical. Try to keep your mind at this time grounded, and try to keep an open mind. Try and go with the flow more. Yeah. Sagittarius. Saturn returns to your 2nd house. This may feel a bit draining for you. It's a good time to save money. Don't take any chances with your finances, I would say. Stick to the status quo as much as you can. There can be some ups and downs in family life too at this time. You may figure out though how to get rid of old debts. Saturn aspects 4th and 11th house, so impacting friendship and happiness during this transit. People may leave your life now, but with the coming 3rd house transit, you'll make very good connections. You should choose your friends wisely and let the right ones in. You may see fluctuations with money as it aspects your 11th from the 2nd house. So be vigilant about saving. 2nd and 4th houses also have to do with one's sense of well-being. Saturn's influence on both of these houses can be unsettling. It creates a need to work hard to find inner peace and to build towards a life that has more fulfillment, a feeling of self-worth, a feeling of centeredness. Yeah. Capricorn. Saturn's returning to your 1st house. If you are on the wrong path in life, this will bring a big transformation, especially if you are Capricorn moon, because it's Sadhe for you. You would also need to cultivate a realistic approach toward all relationships if you want them to last. Your focus will be yourself during this transit, to find new meaning in life, to find new purpose, sort of like an awakening. If you are experiencing that, then I would say go with the flow. Yeah. You need to be mindful of health and money related matters, because Saturn here is aspecting the 3rd and 10th house, so you may change your career now. You will likely go it alone, on your own terms, without the support of others. Your energy levels will be up and down, so this can create like a sort of a vata imbalance and a sensitivity to cold at this time. Aquarius. For you, Saturn returns to the 12th house. 12th house is the house of letting go, so this may be a theme at this time. You may be cutting things from your life, including activities. It could be people that are draining you. There could be a foreign relocation on the cards. If you've been thinking about it, it's a good time to do it. Meditation, voluntary work, charity work are all supported at this time. Expenses could rise now. You can achieve good insights on where you are losing energy for no reason at this time. From here, Saturn aspects the 2nd, 6th, and 9th houses. 9th and 12th are long distance travel, so it could bring a lot of journeys. 6th and 12th can indicate patterns like addiction, health issues, deep fears, debts and losses. So, very important at this time to cultivate healthy life routines and avoid risky financial behaviors. Yeah. Pisces, what's happening for you? Whether from the ascendant or whether from the moon, Saturn returning to your 11th house is good news. Some good advice, some beneficial connections could come your way right now from networking. Social life could improve again. To make the best of this transit, you have to connect and reconnect with others if you want results. Overall, 11th Lord in the 11th house will be great for your finances. Here, you will be interested in making gains, but be practical and focused with money matters. You can also relocate to a new place, as 11th is 8th from the 4th. So change of residence is possible. Here, the 1st, 5th, and 8th houses are aspected by Shani. So, given that the 1st and 5th are the Dharma houses, you may experience blockages with self-expression. You may experience some fears, some doubts. But keep your focus on the new things that come into your life to show you a new life direction. This is an excellent transit. Make the most of these 6 months. Yeah. So, that's all for now, folks. Wishing everybody the best.